Hello there gang, Devere here on another Past Blast, playing a little bit of XCOM Enforcer, released back in 2001, developed by microprose and published by Infogrames. So let's have a quick look at the options, shall we? So the first bit of oddity of an issue here is I can only get it to 1680 by 1050, not 1920. Not sure why, but that's as most it's supporting. Also, if you find yourself having some FPS problems, untick the use dynamic lights, and that generally sorts the problem. So there's a few sound options. Your controls, limited as they are fully rebindable, as you'd expect. Input. You might see a mouse look. Suggest you leave that unticked. Otherwise it just gives you this cursor that makes it much harder, rather than going for the locked view without the mouse look, which is what I'm playing with. And finally some modem settings. This did have multiplayer, but it's GameSpy servers, so it might be possible using something like Tungle or some other third-party application to get some multiplayer or some co-op going, but at the moment we're coming at this purely as a single-player game. Yes. So you basically have a profile, it plays through and saves game through at the end of each level. You don't get a choice about it. You can change the look of your Enforcer if you like. That makes really no bearing on the game itself. You have easy, normal and hard for your settings. So let's dive on with the mission where we are now. So the research of the previous games is pretty much gone. You find items and weapons and pickups throughout the level, and they get unlocked here. That allows you to put data points that you collect throughout the game into different weapons. So let's see, that's maximum. I've maximum upgraded that one, the blade launcher. 2x freeze radius. Flamethrower. Nothing really fancy at the moment. Next upgrade, more buckshots. We'll see why weapon upgrades are a bit of a strange oddity when we get in game. Same with things like this one here. Upgrades the amount of ammo you can carry for your secondary weapons. I'll say secondary weapon, we'll talk about that as well. So I won't select anything at the moment. I'm happy with what I've got.
Here we go again.
Its primary objective, destroy all transporters and protect the humans. So of course this is a third person shooter. And the graphics are showing their age. Ooh, a UFO. So you can only carry one weapon at a time. And as you can see, weapons just generally teleport in like that. And those are the teleporters you have to destroy. See, I mean, look how many weapons I've picked up in this short amount of time. They literally are constantly spawning in so fast. And as you see, every time you kill some aliens, you get those data points you pick up. Those are you collect those, and that's what you use to put towards your research. They do fade after a while, so you want to pick them up quickly if you can. That's why it's not worth worrying about a lot of the weapon things, because you do not get to use them for more than a few moments. Oops, hello. That mutoid got me a good one there. So these, of course, are skins from the original. There's your little greys and such from the original UFO Enemy Unknown. This is set in a timeline during the first Alien War, which was, of course, the original UFO game. Not Terror of the Deep or Apocalypse or Interceptor for that matter. And this is... there's absolutely no tactics to it. You can sit and farm some of these generators if you wanted to. But they still only drop a certain amount of aliens that drop data points, so you can't just constantly farm them and get super upgraded early in the game. There's another one. Not that you'd really want to. The game's not honestly enough that challenging enough to be that much of a problem. Oh, did I actually run out of weaponry? So it's a bit of a mixed bag, really. I mean, this is what it does. It's fairly single-minded, as you can see. I mean, I knew it was got some dodge rolls and boosts and things, and the game does sort of kind of break itself up a little bit of sorts throughout the game, but not massively so. I mean, it is all from the point of the view of the Enforcer here, third person shooting. Oops, didn't mean to jump over that, I want to destroy that. So it is quite a... This was of course the very final part of the series, the original microprose series. I want that speed boost, well, don't necessarily need it. Of course, this was the last of the actual official release up until Fireaxis' 2012 reboot. I think there's another one up here. Oh, yes, there is. Oops. And it's a bit of a weekend to this series, in all honesty. After sort of how epic the earlier games were.
2 more transporters.
There's going to be another one down here for sure. Oh, I'm maximum health already. I want to pick up these things, or they go missing.
Get the last transporter, Enforcer.
That's the last transporter. Luckily, a little arrow will come down and tell me soon enough. Oh, I think I know where it is. It's that fence back at the beginning there. You also notice there's some little letters to pick up throughout the game. If you collect all the letters to spell bonus, you get a bonus level. So here, there we go. That's the last one. So yes, it was a bit of a... You definitely get the feeling they developed this as a separate IP, and then somebody had the idea of slapping the XCOM name on top of it. And just adding the skins from the XCOM games.
Protect the humans no matter the cost.
Roger Wilco, Professor. He's the chap who built our Enforcer here. It looks like this freeze gun's not very useful. Got a bit of a tongue before the aliens get too close to my people here. There we go.
Sensors report you're practically on top of it.
I know I'm on top of it. I'm here. So yeah, this is definitely as loosely tied to the UFO universe as you can get, really. Yeah, it's not terrible. The performance is good. It runs well. It's generally sort of... It is quite fun, just very repetitive, really, in all honesty. Oh, it's out of the way. I've got to keep them alive. Dying in this game is very rare. I'm more likely to fail this mission through...
You're nearing your objective, Enforcer.
more likely to fail the level through getting them killed than I am from me dying. Hello, there's somebody there. So yeah, it's definitely a bit of a weak outro to the game after the... What? The shield's still alive. What are you on about?
Time to demolish those detestable
Are you
aliens.
joking? Really? Well, I mean, you've seen the game. Maybe there's a zone you're not allowed to leave. Maybe that's why I failed. But the barriers were still up. So why they got killed, I don't know. So yeah, it's a bit of a... It's not a bad game, in all honesty. It's not a great game, but it runs smooth. Resolution issues aside. It's not very deep. There's this sort of research being just basically pick things up throughout the level and then add some points to it as you go. It's definitely was a bit of a... Yes, I know, thank you. But after how sort of epic the previous 4 games were, Enemy Unknown, Terror from the Deep, Apocalypse, and then Interceptor, the space-based one, it was a bit of a weak outro end to the series up until Firaxis' reboot in 2012. But of course, the thing is now you would buy this as the pack. Both Steam and GOG do the pack. I think it's about £8 if it's not on a sale. And there's really no point buying the games individually. You really want to buy the pack anyway. So you would get this if you was looking at it getting to retro gaming. And yeah, for a little cheap time killer where you basically hold down the mouse button. And that is pretty much all you do technically wise, and bounce around. That's all. It's decent enough. Just not great. It's just repetitive is the biggest issue. It does its one thing and does it well enough, but you wouldn't want to be doing it all the time. So anyway, gang, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. I hope you found it useful and entertaining in some way. As ever, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to let me know you're alive. And I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.